much of this where you're out there in the world trying, to be a Christian. And like, who's flawed here? Anyone here, still got sin in their life? No. We're all individuals. I'm not. Anyone here have issues, struggling with sin, struggling with their nature? Hello, are you all dead? Hello, thank you. And people will say this all the time. Oh, that's not very Christian. That thing you said wasn't very Christian. Or, did you go to that movie? Oh, that's not very Christian. Now, first of all, we need to weigh up in our own minds the expectations of others. We are ambassadors for Christ, and it is our desire to reach people with the message. And yet, are they our judge? So we need to be conscious of how we're coming across by the things we do. And yet we don't want to present this robotic stereotype image of what a Christian is. Christians are real, organic people living real, organic lives and striving to overcome flesh with spirit, which can't be done in 2 hours and 40 minutes. It happens over a whole lifetime, and it won't be accomplished until we return. So, this thing about that's not very Christian. What do you think the motive sometimes is? You said that. Or, you saw that movie. Well, it's not only that they expect you to be perfect, but they're enjoying what? They're enjoying you failing. It helps to justify, I suppose, their position of not having responded to Christ. They see you, on one hand saying, I'm a believer, I go hallelujah and I worship God. And look at that. You still fall into sin. Now, how rock solid are we in the knowledge that we knew when we started this journey we would continue to fail and fall? And that perfection is a gift that's given to us. It's not something we achieve in our flesh. People want to pull you down. They want to not only highlight the fact that you fall sometimes, but what they're also picking up on is this whole idea of the hypocrisy that they see. Because, through your mouth, you're saying, I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus. But in your life and in your actions, they see something that they think is anything other than Christian. I've got 2 points I want to make about that. One is this. They're right about the hypocrisy. We're all hypocrites. And if you find a church with no hypocrites in it, whatever you do, don't join it. You'll ruin it. Because we are all hypocrites. However, the world has got the hypocrisy part around the wrong way. They say, how hypocritical, you talk about Jesus when you're still a sinner. How hypocritical you go and worship God, right? How hypocritical you go to the prayer meeting. But it's never wrong to do the right thing. You get that? It's never wrong to do the right thing. The hypocrisy is in the sin that is still working its way out. That part of it is wrong. But they don't criticise you for doing the wrong thing. They criticise you for praising God and for still being a Christian and for still going to church. They go, look at a hypocrite off to church. Whereas they should be saying, look at the hypocrite, got drunk. You get the difference? That's the first thing, right? The hypocrisy's around the wrong way. It's always right to do the right thing. In fact, it's bravery to be still struggling in sin, but pressing on doing the right thing, especially knowing that people think that way, and they will criticise you for trying to do the right thing. The other thing that I wanted to say, I can't even remember. What was it? Someone take me back to that moment where I said there are 2 things I want to say. One was the hypocrisy, and the other is, look, it was probably something along these lines. You have to be brave. You have to be brave enough to say, I'm going to follow Jesus with all my flaws, with all my failings. Perfection is not what makes me a Christian. His blood is what makes me free. His acceptance of me is what gives me the strength to go on. I will keep pressing on. I've remembered it. When people say, that's not very Christian, do you ever stop to think to yourself, by what standard? Like, are these people that are saying, oh, that's not very Christian, no? Have they read the New Testament in Greek and English and compared the texts, come to a very definitive understanding of what a Christian is, and then compared you to it? So, oh, that's not very Christian. We can throw that back if we're humble enough and go, what actually in your mind is Christian? And some people will say, oh, it's just love for your fellow man. Well, love for your fellow man is part of the moral will of God. But if being a Christian is love for fellow man, hello, what's the pass mark? Have I been loving enough to my fellow man? How do I know? That's not what it's all about. It's all about putting your faith in Jesus, being born of him. And then as you not try to look like a Christian by loving your fellow man, but by being one and allowing the Spirit of God to become part of who you are, love for fellow man will start to happen. Why? Not because you're trying to look like a Christian, but because you are one. But because you are one. Right?